Okay, hello. Today we are going to demonstrate basting a patch onto something and then stitching the patch on and then removing the basting. So this is whatever you're going to sew your patch on, and this is a patch. To hold it in place where you want it to be and it doesn't slide around while you're trying to sew it, the best way to do is to baste it where you want it. So let's say you want it at an off angle. We'll hold it there temporarily and you thread a needle. I have a double thread here, and basting stitches are kind of big because you just want to kind of tack it in place where you want it to be. So let's say this is where you want it. You don't have to be real particular about the stitches because they're temporary. You'll take these out later. So if we want to baste this in, depending on the size of the patch, you might want to make kind of big stitches. Try not to mess up the design on your patch. Just back and forth. Half-inch stitches are okay. You want to try, if it's got odd shapes to it, you want to try to tack those little pieces down so that it's easier to sew. And you just kind of go in and out wherever. It doesn't have to be perfect. And just take a second. Basting usually doesn't take very long unless you're doing a lot of it. And I like to put a knot in it. Some people just leave the tail. I like to put a knot and just clip that away so I don't have stuff hanging around. So then when you want to sew it down, you go ahead and thread a needle. I sent you a clear thread in your latest care package. You can try to use that. It can be a little bit tricky, slippery, hard to see. But if you have a color that you want to use on your patch, that's fine. On this, I kind of drew where there might be a border of thread. I don't know if your patches have that or not, but when I sew on patches that have that threaded border, I go just to the inside of it and kind of tack it down, making small stitches inside of that. If it's open, it's a little bit different technique. So I'll do one side within a border and then one without a border, even though I drew it in there. So you just come up from the back, and this is you know, reposition your needle wherever you need it, but if it has an embroidered edge, I try to get it as close as I can. And then make kind of smallish stitches, maybe about 1/8 of an inch. This has got a knot in it, lovely. Okay, that just pulled through. Hang on.